pop-up. This may do it. Buckner is there. It's all over. The Red Sox are the new division champions. Bless you boys, indeed. The Red Sox division champions have been in first place since the 15th of May. They have made unbelievers of a lot of people, something they believed all the way through themselves, that they could do it in a tough division, and they did. Oil Can Boyd pitching a sterling ball game with all those runs to work with. There goes the new rookie, Pat Dodson, who helped win a game. This is the shots of them coming up the runway. Bob Stanley around the stairs and into the clubhouse, where they'll have their own little meeting for 10 or 15 minutes. A shot of these players going to their room. And wild fans behaving themselves just absolutely delirious. 12 runs, 13 hits, no errors, and 13 left for Boston. 3 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, 7 left for Toronto. Oil Can Boyd, the winner, 16-10. And Dwayne Ward, the loser, he is 0-1. There was 1 home run, and Lloyd Mosby of the Blue Jays hit it. Well, the Blue Jays had this scene last year in Toronto when they clinched on the next to the last day of the season. The Red Sox clinched with a week to go. Roll out the barrel indeed, John Kiley. This team, which was consigned to 4th and 5th place by most people in April after a so-so spring training. They want the Mets. Well, we'll see. First of all, let's bring on the California Angels, whom the Red Sox will play first next Tuesday a week. And they'll play them right here in Fenway, a night game, a day game, and then on to Anaheim for the bragging rights for the American League pennant. There are going to be people here until 6 o'clock tonight, I believe. They don't want to go home. The security is here properly. The policemen here and the fans are honoring that. The people on the field are reporters. They are photographers. They are Red Sox security officials, part of the grounds crew. What happened now, when the 1980 Philadelphia Phillies won, they had the horses around and the attack dogs there. Nobody came out, and the Phillies came back to take a reprise and wave to all the people who wanted them back out. I'm wondering if these fans will want them to come back out and take a bow. They saw them gather, of course, around the first base and the pitching mound when the final pop-out was caught by Bill Buckner. They saw them enjoying each other and then saw them come in. We just wonder if maybe with the security so properly done today, whether the Red Sox will come out and take a bow. Maybe a couple of people, whether they ask for Clemens, whether they ask for Rice. Here's some of the view.
What a super mess in this
Bob
clubhouse.
Montgomery here
You might expect nothing but champagne flying everywhere. It's a mess. Tommy, you got... Let's go. super.
There's old scrap iron, Bill Buckner.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. It's a madhouse, as you might expect. There's kind of a single file line coming up through the Red Sox tunnel into the clubhouse. The first couple of guys in seemed as if they were waiting for the whole thing to happen once it got inside the clubhouse. But once they've gotten inside here, they have really enjoyed it. It has been fluid. The fluid, of course, being champagne flowing all over the place. And as soon as we can, we'll have an opportunity to talk to some of these players.
Getting an overview of the clubhouse and the shaving cream and the champagne and oil can boy. And Don Baylor.
Ball in here, but the wet today for you was on top of that mound, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I was having fun out there, but I knew the day was the day for the Sox to clinch the thing. So I just went out to throw good baseball. Everybody was behind me, saying one pitch at a time, keep yourself into the ball game, keep us into the ball game. After the second inning, these guys broke loose. They began to score runs. All I could do was over there sit about how to think how to get Barfield out, get these guys out. Hey, don't let nobody hurt you in the clutch. This is the ball game. Clinch it now, clinch it now. And from the end of the ball game, from the sixth inning on, I just started to go hard and hard and harder. Before I know it, we had a championship, and we out there. We ready. We ready. We ready. We feel good. I'm throwing the ball good. We just want to take it into the playoffs. Right now, we want to enjoy everything that's been going on for the ball season. We done won our division, and that's a good note right there to know that we move off into the playoffs. Look out, California, because we ready.
How about, where do you expect to pitch in that series against California?
The second time out, I'm following Roger Clemens and suspect. Well, so, you know, it's the way Skip has got the rotation going for the last month and a half. Well, Roger be going the first game, I'm going the second one. Follow me will be Hurstay, then Seaver, and then Nipper. That's the way it's going to go, and we're hoping that we can go out there and we beat those guys in 4 games. That's what we want to do. Beat those guys in 4 games.
Well, it must be special for you, Dennis. This is something you certainly didn't think about, certainly at the All-Star break. But maybe it's kind of fitting that you'd be the one that clinched it.
Well, you know, it's the thing that, well, you know, I had in the back of my mind, you know, I would love to go on a day as special as this one. And it just turned out to work out that way that, hey, after all the commotion going on around my life and around baseball and everything, it was just fitting that I go out and throw a good ball game on this day right here. And I did, and we won a ball game. And I feel so good right now. I don't know, I probably kissed everybody in here, man. I feel great.
Dennis, after watching the first couple of games in this series, it was so strong pitching-wise. I mean, absolutely strong. Probably the strongest you'd ever see back-to-back. And after your teammates had the bases loaded in the first inning, couldn't score, what must you have been saying to yourself?
Well, you know, it went through my mind. I said, well, you know, I didn't know how well the young kid would throw the baseball, but I knew that we came to the park today with a win on our mind and wasn't nothing going to take it away. And following Roger Clemens and Bruce Hurst, they left me a tough act to follow. I couldn't do nothing but go out there and throw a pretty good ball game.
Dennis, go enjoy the rest of this. We're going to talk to some rest of your teammates. Nice going. A career-high win, of course, for Dennis Boyd as he picks up his 16th win this afternoon, and among a landslide of runs, something that on occasion has not been that strong coming for Dennis. We'll look around. We're going to grab some more people here as soon as we can get them loose. And as you may imagine, it's just press and media hectic in this clubhouse this afternoon. As a matter of fact, so media hectic, it's just about shoulder to shoulder. You can hardly turn around. And let me grab the rest of this. I may be too drunk to finish this the rest of this afternoon, but we'll try. We'll see what we can do. Right now, let's go back up to the booth once again, and here's Ned.
Okay, Monty. Everybody here just waiting, possibly for them to come out. They don't know, but they really don't care because they have seen the Red Sox get their first title in 11 years, and they're going to enjoy this sunshine and these great crowds. Right now, we got back to Bob Montgomery in the clubhouse.
Don Baylor, you've been involved in these things. You've made other clubs winners, and in my opinion, you've come to this ball club and done just about the same thing here. I know you would like to have hit for a higher average on the year, but your presence in this ball club has been high enough batting average, I think, for most of them.
Oh, this champagne tastes sweet right now, I tell you. It's a great feeling to come here and contribute and just have the opportunity to play day in and day out. And this is what it's all about. You go to spring training, you join a ball club, scheduled 5th place finish, and we're here drinking champagne. It's great.
You're going back to play against a ball club now that you had your best year for, the California Angels. That must hold a little something extra for you.
No doubt, but I'm just looking forward to just going out there and playing. But they have to come here first on our home turf, and I know we're going to have Roger Clemens going at him, and he's beat him 3 times, so that's going to be enough hype right there to just become involved in something like that.
Donnie, how many times in your career, and we've talked about so much in this series, how many times in your career have you seen back-to-back pitching performances that 2 teams put on, as the Blue Jays and the Red Sox did here? You may see more of it from Witt and McCaskill combining here in Fenway.
I tell you, I have to go way back in my memory bank, but I don't think I remember seeing 2 of them anyway, great pitch games both ways. I mean, I heard somebody say something about the bats being flat, but when Clancy's out there dealing out there, I mean, he was throwing the ball great, and he had to lose a tough ball game. And the other night, Schiraldi gives up a home run, 1-0. That's what it's all about for me. I mean, somebody's going to win a ball game like that with a home run, and it happens all the time.
It's great to play that way. It's great to have it to happen that way, I'm sure.
Intensity, that's it.
Tom Baylor, we'll be talking to you again, I'm sure, in a few minutes. Bill Buckner.
Hey, Bobby. All right.
Bill Buckner, you hung right in there, 0 for 5, and all of a sudden had a chance to keep that hitting streak going. That was something big. I know you wanted to keep on to that, hold on to that, other than, of course, winning this ball game.
Well, that was about 1% of the day. 99 was just winning and having fun, and I had a chance to contribute a lot more today, but just didn't do it. But it's been 12 years, Bobby, since I've been able to pop the champagne, and but it's all worth it. This is a great ball club, and we're picked to finish 5th, and picked to finish. Swallow it, Monty. You got to swallow that good stuff. We're picked to finish 5th, and finished in 1st place. It's been a great year, and it's beautiful. We got a great bunch of guys. Everybody gets along great, and we had nothing in mind but winning all year, and it's been beautiful.
Buck, did you feel like you were kind of put out to pasture a little bit by the Chicago Cubs? It's like a second thing for you, isn't it? You certainly have had a life since joining this Red Sox team.
Yeah, it was. It's tough. Anytime you get up there in age a little bit and things aren't going too good, you start thinking about it. But I've always been competitive. I never give up, and they're going to have to take this tear it off me, because I ain't going to turn it in. They're going to have to drag me off the field.
What do you think about the California Angels? I know you're looking forward to that series.
They're a great ball club. They're a veteran ball club, just like we are. They've got some good starting pitching. They got a good guy in the bullpen. They don't have the explosive power offensively like we do, but they score a lot of runs because they got guys that know how to hit in certain situations. Got patient hitters, get a lot of walks. So they got a good ball club. They played us real tough this year, and every game's going to be big, and but we're looking forward to it.
Now, here's the big question I've got for you. Do you think you can force yourself to take a little time off now and get yourself nice and strong? I know you don't want to lose your sharpness, and that's understandable.
Yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to be the best ready that I possibly can for when we play Tuesday. Now, I took 4 days off last week, and I kind of lost my hitting stroke a little bit, so I got to be a little concerned about that. And I got a couple of things that are bothering me. Ankle's getting better each day, and I got a little pulled muscle in my back, so I got to just go day by day and see how I'm feeling, and try to be the best ready I can, and physically as well as hitting-wise when we start.
Buck, one question I would ask you, probably above all the other players in this room, because you have been there the years that you've been a veteran. You haven't had an awful lot of times this season where, as a team, you could relax a little bit, even though you've had some 8-game leads. It's been a little bit bigger, but still you always had somebody breathing on your throat. Now for the next 4 or 5 days, maybe you can relax.
Well, yeah, yes and no. You got to stay aggressive, and it's been good experience for this ball club, having to play tough ball games all year and have some tough series and so forth, and that'd be a good experience for us. The reason it was so tough is there's so many good ball clubs in this division that can win 10, 15 games in a row. So, and you could get on a losing streak like we did, like the All-Star break. But It was good. It was a lot of fun, and you feel better when you win, and you do it yourself. You know, we won a lot of ball games in a great division, and there's some good teams. Toronto put on a good fight, but they just had a long way to go.
That was the big thing, doing it yourself. I know you wanted to do that.
Yeah, it was great winning today. I didn't want to take a chance of us playing tomorrow and losing and have them lose also. So it was great. It was a great day, and but we no way we're going to lose today. We're just too ready for it.
Buck, congratulations.
Thanks, Monty.
Super job all summer long. We're looking forward to more. Boy, this clubhouse still, as you may imagine, jammed with people all over the place here. Stay with us. We'll be back in this Red Sox clubhouse in just a few moments, but right now, we'll take you back up to the booth, and here's Ned.
All right, we're in the booth and looking at this scene out here of emptying stands, and apparently the Red Sox will not come out for a reprise, even though, as we mentioned, it had been done a couple of times before. The last I remember was in the World Series in Philadelphia when everybody came out for the second time, and everybody stayed in the stands to do that. They called for them to come out, and everybody did. But this is a little different. This is a division title. Here we come. Here we got some people. Sammy Stewart, Mike Greenwell, Spike Owen, and a fan. Al Nipper. He looked like a fan. Roger Clemens. Roger says, well, I don't care. They don't have to put the champagne on me, but I don't use it, so I'll just let them do it on somebody else. They're out there, and the fans around the dugout are giving a big hand to the few that came out. A nice gesture by some members of the Red Sox to come on out there. And the fans wanted to see them one more time. Of course, they can see them all week. Here's the horse. Everything has gone so well this afternoon following the victory. The happiness and the jubilance very evident, as you would expect from the hometown fans, and a very well-behaved fandom it was today. Team had many, many places to go this year. Many turning points, probably. We'd say maybe the strikeout of 9 Tigers in the last exhibition game by Roger Clemens. Okay, baby. Here goes Tex. He feels at home now. It's a lot of fun. That's what this is. Clemens struck out 9 Tigers down in Winter Haven, and it showed that he was all right after the operation, and it certainly showed from that time on. Al Nipper won a big game against the Yankees after the Yankees had taken 2 straight here in June. That was a big turning point. They went out to Detroit and took 3 out of 4 to beat the Tigers back when the Tigers were threatening. Here's Roger getting the ride around. He ought to ride around the ballpark in that. Okay, we'll watch the jubilation here and take you back to Monty with John McNamara.
At this point in asking John McNamara a question at all. John, just your reactions at this point right here. I know how much work you put into it.
Well, we're just very satisfied and happy that it's finished with, and now we can go on to the bigger things. But I feel very good about the people in that other room. They just did an outstanding job, and I'm very pleased and very proud of them.
John, I'd have to say that you're one of the few managers that have been at the helm of this ball club that has kept all personalities pretty much in line. You can't make everybody happy. That's impossible. I don't think any manager ever starts out to go along that line. You require respect. You need respect. But I think these guys actually have just taken you and put you under their arm, and I think they've gone all the way with that. You have been the instrumental part, and they're never panicking.
Well, thanks, Monty. It's what do you say? Thank you very. All I can say is thank you. It's you set out to do a job, and And the people in the other room accomplished it. The players make the manager, and I mean that sincerely, and not in modesty or anything else. They make the manager doesn't make the players. They've given it all to us, put out all summer long, faced adversity, have overcome adversity, criticism, everything. And I couldn't be any more proud.
You know, you had some clubhouse meetings, some closed-door meetings earlier in the season, and it didn't seem, sometimes to me, it didn't seem like that they were necessary, but then I haven't been a big league manager, and I wouldn't know. I haven't been that involved with it. But I do know that seemed like from maybe you had your last clubhouse meeting somewhere during that streak when you didn't play well on the West Coast. There hasn't been one since then that I'm aware of. You just let the players do their thing.
Well, that's what we're here for. Let them play and allow them to do what they're supposed to do. And when you have to, they're really, if we have any criticism, it's individual to individual. And after the All-Star break, when we were going bad, it was a case of just telling them that we're all right. We're still in the lead, and nobody's going to get excited. We'll come out of this and meet the challenge, and we have.
One thing I've talked about so much all summer long is making an out and advancing a runner. This ball club's done it better than any club I've ever seen. Have you managed one that was any more efficient at that? No,
this is the best ball club I've had doing that, and they have done the little things that need to be done to win. They play together. As you well know, traveling with us, you live together, you travel the buses, the airplanes, and they get along very well. There's not any animosity, no jealousies. They have their little spats every once in a while, like any family does, but this is a fine group of men, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
It seemed like it all came together, too, maybe with the addition of a couple of players you made for this ball club over the wintertime. I think these players, and they told us in the spring, they were very confident, but I don't think they had any more confidence than you did. You knew what you had working here.
Well, we thought we did, and, the ingredients we thought that in Baylor and Seaver, and, of course, the trade with the Mets for Schiraldi and was instrumental, and then getting Owen and Henderson. So it all fell into place. It, trying to reflect very swift about what has transpired, but this is a good ball club.
Certainly wouldn't ask you to go back and chronicle the whole season long, because there's going to be a lot of things I know it's going to pop up in your mind later. You don't want to overlook anything, but it was fun, and I know it's been fun for you, and it's been fun when you are participating in something like that to the utmost. Take advantage of everything given you.
Well, it is, and it's fun to be in here now and the reaction, and it's not any more fun talking to you because
I have a tough time wrapping this up. Why don't we do this?
All right.
You're having a tough time wrapping this up. All right? Nice. Come on, Dave. Read that for him, Bob.
Let me read this.
All right. Thank you.
Some type of medal of merit from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
All right. Stanley. Never thought you'd get one of those.
Well, don't give it back to him. Keep it around your neck forever. Right. John, thanks so much. We'll have a chance. We'll talk to you again this afternoon before we get out of here. We'll go back up to the booth once again, and we'll join them.
And we'll be back with more after these messages. The Red Sox did not hit any home runs today, but remember, there's still a season to play. There's always Wednesday night's game against the Orioles. So send in your postcard with your name, address, and telephone number to TV38 Red Sox Home Run Sweepstakes, WSBK TV, Post Office Box 500, Boston, Mass. 02135. You'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to future Red Sox home games every time a Red Sox player hits a home run during a TV38 televised game, and be eligible for a grand prize at the end of the season. So send in your entry now. You have seen how it's been on the diamond and how it's been in the clubhouse. We have a cameraman outside the ballpark to see what's happening outside Fenway. It is loaded out there with people. All of them there to celebrate and hang around. And they'll be there probably for a lot of people, a lot of hours into the evening, waiting for the players to get into their cars probably and go home just to see them another time. Of course, it's a little different here with the division title. This is not the end of the season. It is not the pennant. It's not the World Series, but it's just about... Just a moment ago, out here in the field, this happened as Oil Can Boyd came out to see the crowd. And he came and he gave a show, and he was happy. There he is. They all yelled. He was sending love and kisses. And there's a happy Dennis Oil Can Boyd, who pitched and won today and finished his 16th game intact, his 16th win. Right now, the security forces just kind of standing around, have not had any trouble at all inside this ballpark on this lovely afternoon. Well, there's Mrs. Yawkey up there, the happy lady, and the champagne behind her. It didn't take too long for the Red Sox to finally get to that champagne. Not as long as it took the New York Mets to get to theirs. It took them 4 days because they lost 4 in a row. A nice shot out near the left field wall. A lone horseman. It has turned quiet inside the park right now. As you saw, it's going to be noisy outside. And the clubhouse continues with everybody in the media surrounding everybody down there. Roger Clemens holding court in the clubhouse. It's one of these every kind of situations you see. It's just you expect it and you know it, and the players will love it and they can eat it up. Right now, we'll be back with more after this. Okay, we have more hilarity and more interviews and more stuff coming on from the clubhouse. Bob Montgomery down there.
That shot right there, it kind of tells you it all. It sums it up as far as Roger Clemens is concerned. In case you cannot count the K's that are on that shirt, there happens to be a total of 20 of them on there. Roger, whose idea was that?
It was my brother's. He sent them up after the game back in April, and I waited till a good moment to break it out because I'm going to take this shirt to the playoffs, hopefully, and it'll bring me some good luck. My T-shirts mean a lot to me.
You didn't have a clue at that time that you might have been setting a real precedent for this ball club when that happened, did it, on that particular night?
Well, it's just it's been a collection of things. It's been all year long. You've seen guys pull together here like I've never seen before. And injuries, the little injuries, we've pulled guys back from little injuries and done a lot of things. And I tell you, it's everybody working for one thing, and that's been the case here.
It's been a big carryover for you, hasn't it? You've got some teammates with you that you not only played amateur baseball with, but right back here, and on occasions have even helped you. Spike certainly and Shirley.
Oh yeah, it kind of reminds you of the time when we celebrated in Omaha, and before that, even going to the College World Series. It's a different level, but it's still, the celebration's still kind of the same, and it's fun to experience with them again. And there's a few guys on the bench that never got to go through that ritual that we did out there, and it was fun, and it's good to see everybody smiling and happy throughout there.
Certainly you would start here against the California Angels next Tuesday.
Tuesday, I guess, is my day. I got one more start left on Wednesday against Baltimore, and then I'll get an extra day for the playoffs, start getting ready for the playoffs. It'll be a tough one.
I don't think that start in the playoffs will overtake this one you've got coming up. You seem to stay in a pattern all year long that when you're finished with a start, you go right to the next team. You won't overlook Baltimore. You still want to pitch well in that ball game.
Right. I have to keep my momentum going as well as anybody else, the hitters or other pitchers. And right now, everybody's getting their momentum going together at the right time. So, I tell you, if I can just stay on, keep my rhythm going, and the way Bruce is throwing the ball, and the other starters, and the hitters, the way the hitters are hitting the ball, it's just been outstanding. I've always said if we get six of the 9 guys in the lineup hot, that we're going to put up some great numbers, and that's what we're doing.
Do you feel like you pitched any better ball game all year, and including the game you struck out 20? Because that's a little something there that's certainly special. You pitched one hell of a ball game on Friday night.
Well, that was the case. I did a lot of pitching. Toronto is a good fastball team also. They hit the fastball real well, and I got the strikeouts when I needed them, but like I said, the game plan was to go to 7 innings and get out, but it wasn't working, so I stayed out there and gave it my best, and just moved the ball around on these guys. When you face a team twice in the same week, you don't want to change a whole lot, but I just wanted to be on my location a little bit better than I was over there the last time, so everything worked out for the best, and hopefully we'll get a bunch of runs on Wednesday, and I'll go about 7 and get out and start thinking about the next game.
You get yourself all set up for Tuesday. That'll be a night game here at Fenway Park.
Right, it'll be a night game, which will be fantastic because I like pitching at night at Fenway, and then save it. Steamer will save it like I am. Steamer will save it, and then we'll come back with Bruce in the daytime, and he's nasty in the daytime. So we'll give our best shot at him, and probably maybe a few other surprises with that.
How about the award you received before the game here today? I know that really meant something to you, the All-Star MVP award, and then along with the Chevrolet people getting involved with a van presented to a charity in Houston in your name.
Well, it was going to be a truck, but since we were giving it to a charity, they made it a wheelchair van, which is very nice to the Chevrolet people. I feel that I do a lot of things here in Boston, and I'm well known here in this area, of course, at home too, but I do a lot of nice things for the Jimmy Fund here, and so I want to do something very nice for the people down there, the Sunshine Kids of Houston, and so I wanted to present that truck to them since the game was in Houston and I did win it there, so I wanted to leave a little memory down there, but it's been fun.
Do you still have a truck?
I gave that to my mother.
The reason I asked, there may be some more hardware coming your way. You're going to need something to carry it in. It won't all fit in suitcases.
Well, I hope not. I hope there is a lot more coming this way.
Roger, with all your accomplishments this year, how does today's rank right up there?
Roger Clemens turned over. We'll move it around in the clubhouse. Bob Stanley. Stanley moving right into me right here. Bobby, nice going. Congratulations.
Thank you. About time.
About time?
Yeah.
Second time, well, the first time for you. You went around in 1975. You've had a fun summer, even though you've had a little adversity thrown at you with some of these goings-on, the booings here and there. But it hasn't hadn't spoiled anything as far as you're concerned.
No, not at all. I've been waiting a long time for this, and it's just a great feeling right now. And, these guys have been great. I mean, it's a team effort, and we did it.
You know, you always hear that, Bobby, when a team wins, or you come down to the end of the year, you say, yeah, everybody's a team together. We all work together. But I'll go right back to the first of the season. And as an outsider looking in, I felt unity. I saw unity on this ball club, more so than I ever saw in any other Red Sox team. Do you know why it was there?
Well, I think Don Bell had a lot to do with it, and Jimmy Rice and Dwight, and everybody just pulled for each other. It was so much different than teams we've had before, and it's just it's a great feeling because everyone pulls for every pitch and every hit you try to get, and that's what I felt that we had that, and we couldn't lose.
You hear a lot of things that come out of spring training. You were one of them that we talked to. We talked to every Red Sox player almost, and the confidence was so much there. And on a couple of occasions, you especially, Marty Barrett another, I know you remember shaking your head and kind of chuckling. I know we say it every year, but this year is going to be the year. Did you know something then, or was it just the spring training talk?
Well, I had a feeling. It all depended on Roger, too. I think Roger had a lot to do with it. If he can come back healthy and give us 16 wins, that would be fine. Then he won 14 in a row. I said, oh, this is even better. You know, it's just... Thank you, Chag. You're a real nice cold.
They've gone from the Dom Perignon down to the beer.
Well, they didn't know how much this champagne cost. They started shooting it all over the place. This is good stuff. I only got one bottle.
Something like 14 cases, I understand, was stuck around stashed in the clubhouse here.
Yeah. But what was the question?
I don't think anybody really cares.
I really don't care. Right.
Anymore.
Just get me home tonight safely.
That may be a little tough to do, Bobby.
I brought my wife. She'll drive.
I did see Joni upstairs today, so...
She's my chauffeur tonight.
Well, I know you guys are really enjoying yourself in this clubhouse. This is something that doesn't come along. It doesn't come down the street every day. And for you, it's your first time. And somewhere along the line, I know you're going to get back and be involved in the action with this ball club.
Well, I plan on it. I mean, I've been throwing the ball good, and I just want to be part of it. I am part of it. I just want to contribute more, and this will be the greatest.
Matter of fact, you found the striker.
He's the one that made the good pitches, and I called the good pitches, but when they were bad, he called them.
Boy, Getty, I want to say, Wayne, we saw some strong pitching these last couple of days, and you had a big part in that. It must, as a matter of fact, I doubt you even got tired.
Well, they were so well pitched that it becomes relaxing back there. I mean, you hate to say that because mentally as a catcher you can't become relaxed, but the way they were throwing the ball and the locations that they had on them, it was like you could sit back in a chair and just say, okay, here it is, and they throw it right there and you don't have to move. When the guys make that many quality pitches, it certainly makes my job a lot easier.
Before each game, and especially a game like this, you sit down and you have a little game plan. I know yourself. You think about things that you can do, things that can happen to you. You were certainly strong defensively. You threw out a couple of runners today, and I think they got the hint after that they just forget about trying it. You're well over 50% for the year, but then that's another thing. I made a statement earlier. In a game like this, each guy in that lineup wants to be the man who drives in the first run in the ball game, and it happened to be you. Well, were you thinking along those lines?
Well, I said something to Charlie Moss yesterday, and I said, said, I just want to do something that's a little special. There's something that I want to be a part of it, but I want to be a special part of it. And today I'm just, I thank God and count my blessings that I was able to, to be that special part at the beginning. But it's nice to go out there, I think, for everybody, the way we won today. It wasn't one individual that did one thing. It wasn't everybody, or it wasn't 2 or 3 guys that had 4 or 5 RBIs. It was everybody doing their little part. And that's the way it's been all year. And I think that's what's made us so successful all year. And I'm just glad that so many people have a chance to share in it.
I would think that would take a lot of pressure off a lot of different people. You say, well, gee, I had a bad day today. Well, 0 for 2. Maybe I have a bad day tomorrow, 0 for 4. But you don't have to worry about any one player or any 2 players carrying any particular load. There was always someone there to pick up everybody else.
Well, I think that's, the key to having any type of success is to have people that are going to be consistent for you. I think that's what we've had all year. And, those are the reasons why we're here where we are. And, what can you say? There's not enough to say about what we've done this year. A lot of people didn't think we'd be here. And I know we have a lot ahead of us. But, today's a special day, and it's something that I like to cherish the moment while I can.
You're not kidding. What you have ahead of you is all candy compared to what you've been through already, that's for sure. Geddy, is there any one point in this season when Rich Gedman said, this ball club is going to win?
Well, it might sound funny, but when we walked into Detroit Stadium at the beginning of the year, it might sound funny. We didn't even play but two or three games there, but they were picked as probably being one of the best teams in the league.
And you belted them around, didn't you?
I think we won 1 out of 2 there.
That's right.
But we played well. And we realized then that, hey, we can play with anybody if we can play with these guys. And so, I was happy about that. And I thought from there on in, hey, listen, we got a good club here. And now we just got to go out there and play and prove to ourselves we can play. And I had a feeling then. But, everybody has a hunch now and then. But, even in defeat, I felt like we had a better club than most of the teams here. And there's a lot of good ones, and it wasn't easy.
Pretty solid observation right there, because you did belt them around. You hit a lot of home runs in this series, although you did lose 2 out of 3 there, as it turned out. You played the 3 games. That's a good point. One that no one else has come up with all year long, and certainly a point to taking it there. You put that back and grab it and hold on to it all year, which you've done.
Yeah, it's been a special thing, and I really don't know what else to say, Bob.
How about your back? Were you going to take some time off now? It seems like it's pretty solid right now, not bothering you.
Well, it's a day-to-day thing. Some days it feels better than others, but as long as I can go out there and play, it's not anything that's serious right now, and I just hope I can go out there and play as many games as possible. I don't want to sit back just because it's over now. I still want to stay sharp and do the things that can help the club.
Geddy, congratulations. Great job all summer long. We'll see more. There's going to be more from the Red Sox clubhouse. We'll be back in just a few moments right after this.
Okay, Monty, we will indeed be back. I don't know what else is coming, but it's all very quiet here on the field in the plane in September, and we'll be back in a moment. Let's pause here for station identification. This is the TV 38 Red Sox Network.
This is TV 38, WSBK TV, Boston.
Almost twilight time here. The Red Sox did win today, and Bob Montgomery's down with Wade Boggs in the clubhouse.
Thanks again, Ned. And joining me now, and congratulations, Wade. Fourth year in a row for the 200 hits. Let's talk about it a little bit. I know you're thinking about it. You grind every time that you're at the plate, but is there special grinding for that number for you?
Oh, without a doubt. That's a sweet number for me, and it's something that I try to achieve every year. I really don't set it as a goal because I like to go beyond that. And it's something that you can get to and then go beyond. And I thought it was going to come down to 4 years in a row against Baltimore. I had done it the 3 previous years against Baltimore, and I was just thinking today that, oh gosh, I hope I get a hit today and just get it out of my mind.
Guy, I think by you knowing and you making the statement the last 3 years you've done it against Baltimore, you do a little more than just swing the bat. You do a little studying to go along with it, don't you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I know exactly who I got the hits off of and when they came, but I'll remember this day not only for the 200 hits, but for the pennant clincher.
Well, it was certainly a timely kind of base hit, too, because it opened up that ball game even a little bit more and made it pretty much of a laugher. Well, I wouldn't really call any clinching game a laugh because a lot of hard work that goes into it, but certainly made it a little more enjoyable.
It sure did. We hadn't been scoring that many runs, and I think we needed a game like this to let us relax a little bit going into the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning, and boy, if you get into the 8th and 9th inning with a 2-1 ball game, it's nail-biting time, and you really wonder when you're going to clinch it. But when you got a 12-3 lead with oil can dazzling out there, he did a super job.
This Toronto ball club, as we talked up with you up in Toronto after one of the TV 38 ball games, they have just really been tough on you, although in this series you seem to kind of make a few adjustments and you were just about as tough on them.
Well, they have pitched me tough this year, but I think it has a lot to do with their park. I'm not real comfortable in their park, and I think that has a lot to do with it. You know that as a player. If you don't feel comfortable in a place and you don't like to hit there, then it's awful tough to get a hit, even if they do pitch you tough.
Wade, you continue to work offensively. Your work defensively has been beautiful. You made a great play here the other night, going to the backhand off Damaso Garcia, I think it was, and making the play. This ball club all year long has played a lot better defensively than a lot of people thought it ever could or would.
Well, they said that we didn't have a good defensive infield, and we've been making the plays all year and making the plays at the key time. And when you do that, then you're going to win a lot of ball games.
Well, you certainly have handled everything with such smoothness. There's been such a great deal of confidence, and I'm not so sure. Everybody talks about Baylor. Go ahead, you walk right through, Bill. Right. I want to talk to you anyway.
Hitter in baseball. You can take Ted Williams, and you can take Mickey Mantle and Al Kaline and all of them. Here's the greatest hitter that ever was.
I don't want you to give away anything, but while you're here, since you were such a good pitcher and a control pitcher, what would you do to try to get him out?
I wouldn't pitch to him.
Throw in the rosin bag.
I'd walk him.
A lot of guys do. He's got 100 of those or more.
Well, he'd have 200.
Wade, thanks so much.
Thanks, Bob.
Congratulations to you, and of course we'll be looking forward to that series. Speaking of California, as we'll bring into it and just touch on it for a moment, I know you got some games left. There's another race left for you involved, you and Mattingly. Mattingly, I know, had 2 base hits today in his ball game, one of them a homer, one of them a double. You don't prepare any differently when you're coming heads up. You did it with Buckner in Minnesota. There's nothing different for you. You stay within yourself.
Without a doubt. I know exactly what I have to do, and if I come out of myself trying to force base hits, then they're not going to come. If I just go out there and relax, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm a firm believer in that.
Well, so far you've taken everything in your hands to control that. There's not much question about that. We'll be back down once again in the Red Sox clubhouse in a few moments. But first, let's go upstairs once again, and here's Ned.
Okay, Bob, we'll have a little break for a couple of more messages, and we'll be back.
This is really awful because I'm standing here, I know right away, with Staple and shaking up the... yeah, we're going to catch it, so we might as well enjoy it anyway. Here, it faded. We made him wait too long. But that'll work. Oh! Sammy, we noticed...
For a shave?
Let me get you.
Thanks, man. We watched it all. There we go. Ain't this fun?
Somehow I think they designed that to go another way, didn't they? Sammy, we noticed the Toronto Blue Jay bullpen in the 8th inning. They all came in. Red Sox bullpenners didn't move. You stayed right there to enjoy every bit of it?
Yes, I did. We were going to get booed if we'd have came in, so we decided to stay out there. Matt called out there and said, come on in, long relievers, and let the short relievers stay. We said, no way.
Well, I'm going to give you a shot to clean up here a little bit more so your eyes don't burn. Some of your favorite teammates. This is not the first time that the champagne has flowed over your head in a clubhouse. It happened a little farther south, around the Chesapeake area.
I think it's a shaving cream. Woo! Wait a minute.
All right, let me give you another minute. You all right?
I think it was supposed to be on the forehead.
It's a little dangerous being in there now.
Say.
How about your previous trips involved in this sort of thing?
Well, they're all very nice because I'm very fortunate. You know, I've been in 3 of these. This is my 3rd one, but this is where the work starts. You know, over there with Baltimore, we went up 3-1 in the World Series, and we lost. You know, it's not so bad to go home and lose in the World Series, but you don't want to be one to go home in the playoffs. And this has to be the best team I've ever played with. I've said many times this year, I jumped off a sinking ship onto a rising Titanic, and we all believed in each other. And you have so many stories on this team. The comeback story of Joey Sambito, the way he helped us. Calvin Schiraldi coming up, pitching strong for us. Donnie Baylor, you know, you'll never play with any more gentlemen than Donnie Baylor. And and Rich Gedman and Bill Buckner and Jimmy Rice, most valuable player, Roger Clemens. You know, look what a job he's done. You have a lot of stories here, and I'm very happy that I can contribute myself.
Sammy, all those things that you talked about right there, they go along with clubs that become winners at the end of seasons. But has this club done anything that would be out of the ordinary that's made them a winner?
Well, in an Eastern Division, which is one of the toughest in baseball, you have to pick each other up. I saw that with Baltimore. When somebody got hurt or something happened to somebody, you had to pick them up. And this year, myself and Hursty, we got hurt on the same day, and Nipper got hurt a little bit before us. But it all goes to show we had people come up and we stayed in there. Clutch hitting by Donnie Baylor. You know, a lot of things happen. They just picked each other up.
You know, you can't point a finger at any one guy. That makes it a little easier for some other people up and down that lineup. It even makes it easier on occasions for pitchers because, you know, when you get to the 7th inning of a ball game, you still had a shot to win it and also be in it.
That's right. We weren't a divided club anymore either. When I first got here, one of the things that Bill Fisher said was that each pitcher was content with pitching good once and bad the next time, which is, you know, you're not very consistent. So when I went out about 8 straight times there, he said, this is going to rub off, and it did. I'm happy for that. But also...
That's real stuff.
Woo! But we're no longer divided. You know, we had both eyes open, as you can see. But the club, you know, the hitters no longer said, hey, we got to have 7 to win. You know, they said, we'll believe in you, you believe in us.
Well, who put that all together? Who started that? Who started that line of thought, that train of thinking?
I think it started in spring training. One of the things Mac said first, he said, this thing has been a damn clubhouse around here, and we're going to change some things around here. We're going to get people together. And I think it worked. You know, I think everybody started wanting to win. And if you want, you got to want to win first, and then it'll come. But it comes with a lot of hard work. And I think right now is where the work has to start because we're going against a tough team, the California Angels.
Thank you very much, Sammy. I know one thing. A lot of cab drivers around this country in opposing town, visiting towns that no longer have a job because the Red Sox ball club, well, they don't need 25 taxis to go where they're going to go. They go together once again. We'll go back now, or actually we won't go back now. We'll just go to a commercial break right here, but we will be back in the Red Sox clubhouse right after this. Thanks, Sammy. Once again, we're back in the Red Sox clubhouse. It is still just as hectic here as ever. Chance to talk to 2 really key players on this Red Sox team. Jim Rice, almost an MVP type year for you. Is there anything that could happen nicer to you than what's happened this year?
No, I think this is probably by far one of my better remembrance of the years I've been with the Red Sox organization. We were reminiscing back in the back about 75. I couldn't really picture us winning because I think what happened, we lost to Detroit and somehow Baltimore and New York lost between each other. And that day was the day that I broke my hand. So it really was more my hand remembrance than anything else. But by far, this season, how we remember.
So you're going to be involved in your first one. That one you watched, and I know you watched it in a great deal of disgust. You've been hot all summer long. This Blue Jays, they kind of cooled you off a little bit in this series here, but then I wouldn't say that they cooled you off. They were just strong pitching-wise.
Well, strong pitching-wise, and of course, a good friend of mine, Barfield, makes some pretty good plays on me out there. And of course, I thought I was doing the right thing by hitting fly balls, and the guy was on third base with the arm that he had. We couldn't move the wrong guy. I know, but I don't think I'm really cool off. I've been hitting the ball, and I'm not striking out. I'm putting the ball in play. And anytime you can put a ball in play, you got a chance to get a base hit to score runs. And what I'm looking forward to now is playing the 7-8 games, how many we have remaining, and looking forward to playing California.
Is there anything else you'd like to do? I know you like to get 200 hits. That's important to you.
Well, I have 10 more to get, and of course, if I don't get those, it won't be any disappointment because we won the division. The key thing, what I wanted to do was mainly to win the division.
Marty, this has been a scrapping ball club all year long. Don't go away, Jimmy. There'll be more. This has been a scrapping ball club all year. I've had other players in the American League, other managers in the American League, describe you as the kid who lives down the street that they always had to play with, but they didn't want to play with. You always figure out some way to hurt a ball club or stick something into them to beat them.
Well, I'll tell you, when you're surrounded by guys like Jimmy and Don Baylor and Dwight Evans and Wade Boggs, you tend to get lost, and I really honestly believe that, and I'm not saying this modestly either, I believe that they don't pay a whole lot of attention to me sometimes, and so it helps me out psychologically. I really feel that when I go up to the plate, and even if they're not, that's the way I feel, so it helps me out.
You've been so versatile. You've been versatile. Offensive-wise, you played the game from line to line. You played the game inside the line. What more could you have done? If they didn't take notice, then this has to simply be their fault.
Well, yeah, that's true, but to be honest with you, Monty, that's the way I like it. I like laying in the weeds, not to have too much attention paid to me, and as long as that's fine, as long as I keep on getting 3-1 fastballs, that'll be all right with me.
Well, they have to do that to you because they can't afford to face a Buckner or a Rice, so they actually add on to you, don't they?
That goes back to the statement I made. When you're surrounded by those kind of guys, it's all the better.
How about your defensive play all year? One fine defensive play you made in this series. They're 4 unassisted, 3 double play. Those plays are not made when the ball's hit. Those plays are made before the pitch ever comes your way.
Well, I've worked hard on it. You know, I know I don't have the greatest range in the world, so I have to depend on using my head, knowing my pitchers, and knowing the hitters. And along with Renee Latchman really positioning me this year a lot, it's gone a long way, and I've gotten the most out of it.
Marty, I talk about this often during the course of a ball game. It's so very important, the shortstop and second baseman, to know that a pitcher is going to be working a hitter a certain way, and then they're able to do it. That helps you to cheat a little bit, doesn't it?
Sure it does. When you got a guy like Bruce, Hurst, Clemens, and Can who can hit the spot, you know, if you call for a fastball, you know that if it's a fastball away, he's not going to throw it in, so he pulls it. You can go ahead and lean a certain way and get that little extra edge, as opposed to somebody else who you never know where it's going to go. Then you're kind of just leaning straight ahead, ready to break either way. So that little edge helps.
You had some points in this season, and I'll ask both of you this. You have some points in this season where it would have been really, really easy for this ball club to say, the heck with it. We don't fit in here. We don't go together. We don't gel. It happened somewhere around the All-Star break. I'm not picking up any one incident particularly. You had a couple guys got hurt. You had the All-Can Boyd incident. But nobody turned around and said, we're not who we are. You kept right on going as if you knew you were going to be here or someday you were going to be right.
Well, if you're going to have a successful ball club, you can't worry about the reaction of a ball club if someone's getting hurt, you know, the Boyd incident. You just got to go out and play your game. And, of course, when Boyd had his incident, Hurst was hurt, Nipper was hurt, we had someone to come in and fill their jobs. And anytime you got players like that, you got a chance to win. And this ball club that we have, we can spot a ball club 2 runs. I like 2 runs, not anything above 2 runs. If we spot a ball club 2 runs, we got a chance to come back and score 4 or 5. With this ball club, I don't have any doubt in my head that we can't go out and score more than 2 or 3 runs.
Would that confidence come from the solidness of your pitching, Marty?
Yeah, that's it. I said in spring training we're going to go as far as our pitching takes us.
Exactly. I was going to bring that up to you.
And that's all there is to it. I mean, the Red Sox have had great years. 84. Offensively, our team was probably second to none in a long time, yet we can't finish 10 games out or 10 games over or something like that. And this year, we combined the pitching with some guys that had some great offensive years, and that's the reason we won. But if we didn't have any pitching this year, we wouldn't have won it either.
Marty, I know both of you. Jim Rice makes his home in the wintertime. So do you now. You spend quite a bit of time here. You must have felt a little sense of jealousy last winter. The Celtics were involved in a world championship. The Patriots are in the Super Bowl. Did you say to yourself at that time, let's become a part of that?
Well, I was thinking of that. I thought about it when the Patriots, the Celtics always win it. But when the Patriots won, I said, well, they're putting the pressure on us. And I think a lot of us came to spring training in the best shape that we've ever played. I know Jim Rice was in the center field batting cage in the dead of winter taking BP, trying to get ready for this year. Myself and Richie joined him a couple weeks later. A lot of people came to spring training in their best shape they've ever been, and that's a big credit to our team. That's why we're at.
Well, Marty, I think that what really helped us, I think we left spring training with a bitter taste in our mouth because we read a couple of things in spring training that we didn't want to, read at the time. And, of course, it put a bad taste in a lot of players' mouth. We were predicted, I guess a lot of people predicted us a fifth-place ball club. And we're not a fifth-place ball club, no doubt about it. And we had something not only to prove to ourselves, we have someone to prove to the writers, we have something to prove to the New England fans. And, of course, we're doing it now. We hope that we can continue doing what we've been doing, go out to California, beat them, and go to the World Series.
Well, it's outstanding. I know these New England fans are behind you. Fellas, you've handled it with the utmost of class. I will say that. You've been so very cooperative all summer. You've been even more cooperative this afternoon. And we at TV 38, the New England Sports Network, and I'm sure all of the Boston media really appreciate it. It's been really something. It's been great working your ball games, believe me, because you've made the game of baseball a little easier to work, especially when you get the ball over the plate. You put it in play, and you make the plays behind everyone. Congratulations to you. We got more work to do as far as you're concerned. We'll be right there with you.
Thank you, Monty.
Tommy Tedisco, I would say to our producer director in the truck, what a great job you and your staff have done this afternoon. You made it really easy for us to become a part of it. Your camera coverage yesterday afternoon, today has been absolutely superb. Everything has run so very smooth. I pat all of you. Each and every one of you on the back for that. Ned Martin, my partner upstairs, we'll be looking forward to having you join us again the rest of this week, and we'll enjoy some more Red Sox baseball, and certainly we've enjoyed this championship afternoon today. So once again, from the Red Sox clubhouse, we'll wrap it up. I'm Bob Montgomery for Television 38 Sports.
We're back at a virtually empty Fenway Park on the outside with a lot of people still inside, and they'll be there for a while. Mr. Schiraldi and all the people. The first jewel of the Triple Crown has been won, and that's the toughest one. The one that takes upwards of 140, 150 games to do. Now they have 7 to play and 7 more if they can do it. Right now, Tommy Tedisco, nice job, incidentally, to Bob Montgomery for a great job downtown and down the bowels of this fine old ballpark. But Tommy Tedisco has put together a montage, kind of a musical salute to the 1986 Eastern Division champions.
Let's go. Let's get out.
Beautifully and eloquently expressed in that musical montage to Destiny's Darlings, the 1986 Red Sox. Yeah, the first jewel has been attained. Of course, the most important one to any player is the pennant. and the chance to get in the World Series. The Joe Sambitos of the world, Joe, a walk-on in spring training, came down there just to see if he could make the club. Turned out to be the most effective left-handed pitcher and a most effective pitcher for a while in the bullpen. Nobody's expected anything of a lot of people. The young guys that came up, the stars, of course, the Boggses and the Boyds and the Buckners and the Baylors, the B-boys, all of them did it. And all the guys that have gone to other places in trades, they had a part of it too. A cold day in Detroit began it all. They lost one. It was after Dwight Evans hit the first pitch of the season for a home run, and that may have said it all. That's it. The last pop-up gathered in by Buckner and Gedman giving Oil Can a ride home. A great finish for the youngster who had his ups and downs in the season, but pitched a whale of a ball game today. And you see this every September or every October, but you haven't seen it for a long time in Boston. And you've seen it now. The final score of today's game, the Red Sox 12 and Toronto 3. This is the TV 38 Red Sox Network. Today's Anheuser-Busch player of the game, none other than Dennis Oil Can Boyd for his 16th win, going all the way to win the big one. Congratulations from Anheuser-Busch and Oil Can. This Bud's for you. Polaroid Corporation once again this year is donating $50 to Jimmy Fund for every strikeout by a Red Sox pitcher. Today, Oil Can Boyd struck out 9 for a total of $450. Red Sox baseball has been brought to you in part by Grossman's, the project store for the do-it-yourselfer in you. By Busch Beer, the beer with a taste as smooth as its name. By Connecticut Bank and Trust, Bank of New England Old Colony, and Maine National Bank. The Bank of New England Corporation family of banks. The Red Sox head into the final week of the regular season, beginning with a 3-game series with the Baltimore Orioles. Nesson brings you the action Monday and Tuesday, with TV 38 carrying Wednesday night's game. Starting time for all the games is 7:35. Tomorrow night, the Movie Loft presents Lindsay Wagner in part 1 of the 3-part miniseries, Scruples. This has been a TV 38 sports presentation.